Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today we're going to be talking about Wish.com. Now, this topic here, or Wish itself, I did talk about it before, but there's new updates relating to this one, technical analysis, due diligence, and what I think about this one, in addition to some analyst coverage at the very end. So without further ado, let's jump right into this one. So Wish. Almost every person that is currently connected to the internet have seen or heard about Wish. Now, I myself haven't used it, but I've heard some mixed reviews about things. Now, relating towards the products itself, it's somewhere between AliExpress and eBay, really. And in terms of the latest news releases, we do have a few. Starting with the last one here, on July 6th, Wish granted payments institutions license for the EU. So CLBV, a Dutch subsidiary of Context Logic, Wish, today announced that it has been granted a payment service license by the Dutch Central Bank. The payment service license will enable Wish to process transactions and increase control over the payment value chain in a compliant manner, while also reducing the reliance on third parties. In addition to the Netherlands, the license will also be passported to other European markets where Wish operates. Wish will initially utilize the license to pay its EU merchants directly and will explore the other payment services in the future. The license will not have an impact on consumers in Europe. So that's a good thing to at least raise their own margins. Wish announces CFO transition, so I did cover this one before, just in case you haven't seen it. And Wish reopens the San Francisco headquarters and announces a flex work plan. So again, the flex work plan has been seen also by other companies, and especially as well tech relating to a hybrid where you can work from home, etc. So that's more of about employment, morale, etc. And apologize on the words etc. a lot. I did have a bit of a comment. I'll try to use it a little bit less. So Wish in a snapshot is around more than $2 billion in 2020 revenue. That is around 34% year-over-year growth, around 107 million 2020 monthly average users, which was around 19% growth, and 550,000 partner merchants with more than 50,000 Wish local partners in among more than 100 countries. And when we're looking into SEC filings, but before then, if you would like to see more contents like this, make sure to hit the subscribe button on the bottom right corner, and don't forget to drop a like to this video. If you would like to see more contents and chat, etc., you can join our Discord totally free. We're not trying to upsell you on anything there. There's a bunch of wholesome people that are trying to help one another. Now, taking a look into institutional buyers, institutions remains bullish with a bunch of them adding on in July. Not a lot of shares. The last one here, State Street Core, that added around 1582, average around 32,500 shares. And you're seeing that back in May, that was where the majority of the additions were, millions of shares. Well, things have cooled down a little, and at least they're not selling. Now, in terms of insiders, the last thing we know about them is that they did sell some shares around 29th of July, a couple of them, at a share price of around 14.20. And now towards a bit of the fundamentals. Now the current fundamentals, you're looking into the price over sales price of around 249 compared to an SP 500 average, just to give you kind of a random insight, it would be around 321. So it's still cheaper than the SP 500 price to sales. Price over book is around 733. The current price over book for the SP 500 is 471. However, technology companies and tech companies in general are usually multiples of the SP 500. So it's still not really overvalued. It's somewhat discounted on the price over sales and somewhat overvalued on the price over book. Now, retail is showing you one important thing here, is that the two biggest open positions by far in Wish expires next Friday on July 16th with around $15 calls and $20 calls. If buying power comes in the market, they will be squeezed or pinned at $15 and $20 for Wish next week. So keep an eye on that based on the retail itself. There's been a lot of push for Wish, and I'm wondering whether it's going to be the next AMC, but I really doubt it because AMC was relating towards a short float. This is just relating towards retail, trying to put their power together just to buy in a stock and push it forward. And I'm not sure if that would go on based on technical analysis, fundamentals, etc. But if I've learned anything this year is that when retail thinks of doing something, it usually follows through. Let's move on towards technical analysis. Now, from a technical analysis standpoint of view, the 10 SMA is above the 30 MA, which is bullish. The price point is just clinging above the 50 SMA. 50 SMA is around 11 bucks, so it's clinging right above there, and that's bullish. Now the 80X is retracting from higher grounds from 41, so currently in the retraction period, it's not showing you much. Volume percent R, which is very similar to the relative strength index, also known as RSI, shows that it's highly oversold. What does that mean? It means in an equilibrium situation, you might expect more buyers coming in, and if that does happen before the July 16th, it could lead to a squeeze that will probably have resistances around $15 and $20 based on the calls for open interest. Now in terms of the MACD, that's going a bit downwards. However, it's starting to almost try to reverse a bit in the last day or so, and that is mainly towards the two bullish kickers that you've seen here, the two green candles. And in a sense, you can start seeing perhaps a potential reversal in the next few days. Momentum is also kind of not losing, or the rate of decline in momentum has reduced, and it looks like it's reversing back towards the positive side from negative 250 to negative 236 based on Thursday and Friday alone. Now, in terms of the stochastic fast and stochastic slow, things are looking a bit mixed. You want to look at where the next support and resistances are, but they tell you that the bottom is not far from here, at least from this perspective, and also you might have another leg up onto this one. The moving average bands expects this one to trade around 1348 in the top, 1226 in the middle, and 1103 in the bottom. Currently it's at the bottom, so you might actually see 1348 next week. On the Fibonacci retracements, and the reason why I use this one is mainly relating to high frequency traders, you're seeing a resistance around 1347, 1717, 2016, 2316, 2741, and 3285. The current support is sitting at 752 on the Fibonacci retracements. Now on a price line action, very strong support is at 1081. Below there, 1009. Below there, 949. Below there, you're looking down to 865 and to 773. The current resistances are, the first one is 1137, that is very close to the 1177. And then from there on, you're looking into the 1317, and then up to the 1461 to 1517. And then from there on, 1561, and then we jump a little bit to 1789, going to 1937, 2128, 2384, around 2798, and then up to 3005, and then 3285. Now, in terms of some of the analyst coverages that we do have, the average price target is around 1680. That is 50.94 upside from where we're at right now. It has 2 buys, 3 holds, and 0 sell. The current price target with the last person was updated 8 days ago, and it was actually a downgrade with a price target of around $13. Now, this person has a success rate of 93%, with an average yearly return of around 117%. They definitely beat the market. Now, the next person, they had a success rate of around 73%, with an average return of around 41%. Now, this person reiterated a hold at a price target of around $12. The next person, Stephen Zhu, and this one has a success rate of around 77% with an average return of around 35%. This person gave it a price target of around 24 and reiterated a buy. The next person, Scott Devitt, success rate of around 73% with an average return of around 37%. You're looking at a price target of $12 and they're giving it a hold. And last but not least, Jason Halfston, a success rate of 72% with an average return of around 42%, a buy at 23 bucks. Comes to the question to Ed, what do you think about this one? Well, from my perspective, the company itself is a good marketplace for a lot, well, not a counterfeit, but more of knockoff products in general. From my own perspective, I have no experience in terms of the consumer part or customer part, But in a sense, I do see this one still having a bit more volatility. It's been going downwards for a while, and this is almost the first time that it breaks that trend. Now, if it does stay above that level around $10, I do expect for it to perhaps see a really nice jump or a really nice run based on the retail hype itself. Fundamentally, it's not undervalued or overvalued in that sense. It's sitting right where I think it's supposed to be, fundamentally speaking. But in terms of retail and the people believing into this one, it can really go far, because something you gotta understand with a bit of stocks is that they're priced in for a few years, etc. So that's why the reason for Amazon or Tesla, etc. My bad again on etc's, but they are priced for the future, not the current time being, not their current fundamentals. And if that is the case, Wish has some room to grow. What do you think about the sticker? Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Share, subscribe, and like, and have a wonderful day. Now, if you're still here on this video, make sure to drop down below and join our Discord. We have a lot of different things going on, including, for instance, members that gives picks for free. It's not pump and dumps, we just things we think about, swings, etc. We also have really exciting bots. You can actually use those ones. For instance, we're just testing out this bot, for instance, that gives you Fibonacci resistance points, activities, etc. And we have a bunch of free things, totally free. We run on tips here, and you can ask me questions, suggest stocks, etc. It's a really nice community that has been growing up very fast at a very good rate, and it's totally free. If you would like to join that one, feel free to do so in the description below, and have a wonderful day.